Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, and hello. This is Sharita. I am Prophetess Sharita, and I am coming to you. I am coming with a late Wellness Wednesday nugget. I know today is Thursday, but what I'm going to do in the future is from now on, if I can't go live, I'm going to get something pre recorded so that I can upload it and so that I can share whatever it is on my heart, mind, or whatever it is in my spirit. So I did Wellness Wednesday, the third or the fourth week of September. And when I did Wellness Wednesday, I shared a smoothie that I drink most days. I also shared my overnight oat recipe. And I shared a few other things. But today I would like to talk about, recently I just had a physical. So, over 40, we go and there's certain things we got to get checked out. And so when you go to the doctors and you get your blood work and everything done and everything comes back, pretty much 100%. So when I was speaking with the doctor, she says, well, your blood work came back fine. You don't have hypertension. You don't have diabetes. You don't have any apparent, other issues that would be able to be found through the bloodstream. The only thing that they did find was a vitamin D deficiency. And the vitamin D deficiency was actually noticed, and I'm not going to say diagnosed, but it was actually noticed first by my optometrist and then later brought out through it was later brought out through a physician. So, with Wellness Wednesday, I just thought that I would share a wellness tip, something that everybody could do to improve their overall health and wellness, especially if you are over 30, over 35, over 40, over 45, the 50-year-old crowd, us 80s, 90s, and 60s babies and 70s babies. At the end of the day, we've got to do what we need to do to make sure that not only we are healthy, but our children are healthy so that we can pass on healthy habits. So, the doctor suggested that I take a vitamin D supplement. So what I did was I went online and I had to actually be a little extra. I should have just got the vitamin D as suggested, but over the next few weeks I found a supplement, and I'm not going to share the supplement that I'm using until I give you the weekly breakdown of each of the ingredients that are in the supplement. So, this week, I'm going to discuss vitamin D. Vitamin D. So, I found a supplement that has vitamin D3 in it. And the supplement is, basically to help with my vitamin D as in dog, D as in dog, D as in dial, D as in uh, I don't know. D is in daughter. D is in down. D is in double. Okay, so as I talk about the wellness tip for the day, if I can't log on to do a live, I would just go ahead and do a pre recorded and do it that way, just so that it gets out and I don't get behind. Because, see, I wrote and wrote and wrote for years, and then I ended up with a little panic, a little anxiety, a little stress, because I had so much information, and now it was like I was kind of anxious to share the information. So God has opened up multiple platforms. So I am on Anchor FM, and I do Say Yes with Sharita, podcasts. Sometimes I have prophetic nuggets. Sometimes I have motivational nuggets. I did 10 days of the love of God, where I pulled out the love of God and I talked about the love of God and stressed the love of God, especially in this season, because a lot of people may be despondent because of trials, tribulations, because of the sickness, because of what's going on in the world. So, as I conclude, my conclusion will conclude as to why things like COVID happens, why things like COVID occurs. So my conclusion to that will be a little bit lengthy. You can catch Sharita on the Now Network on Thursday nights at 9:30 p.m. for Say Yes with Sharita. You can catch me anytime on Anchor FM. My podcasts are anywhere from 10 minutes to 20 minutes long. 30 minutes is going to be the total, like the maximum length, unless I have a platform with other individuals, which I do. I will be learning how to have guests. So, wellness, wellness, wellness. Let's talk about it. Vitamin D is the topic of wellness for today. Vitamin D is a topic of wellness today for today. First of all, we can find vitamin D in many sources of foods that we ingest. So, some of the foods that we can eat that are sources of vitamin D are cereal, milk, and fish. The fish that contain vitamin D that will suffice as a supplement for us is mackerel, salmon, and sardines. Other natural sources of vitamin D can be found in sunlight. Can be found in sunlight. So after I investigated and did some research on some of the sources of vitamin D, I also then went in to say, okay, what are the benefits of taking vitamin D? What are the benefits of taking vitamin D? Well, I'm going to share this because the first thing that I have is bone health. I have had my ankle fractured, and it took longer for my ankle to heal. I've had a knee injury, and it took longer for these things to heal. And my knee still gives me problems to this day. And I do take certain other vitamins and minerals and certain things, but I will talk about a few things that are natural and holistic so that maybe you might have a similar issue, or you might have a diagnosis of arthritis. Like, I had a diagnosis of arthritis. So I had a heavy prescription of pain medication for my knees and for my joints. And I am no longer on any of the prescription medications. And I thank God for health and wellness. I thank God for just taking a few more steps through the course of the day. I thank God for, the other herbs and the other things that I take that have reduced the inflammation in my knees. So let's talk about bone health. Bone health. So, vitamin D. What vitamin D actually does is that it strengthens your bones. It strengthens your bones. Vitamin D is shown to um, to support basically the strengthening of the bones. Not only vitamin D, but it also says that vitamin D and calcium together not only will support strong bones, it can also aid in appetite suppressants, and it can reduce the risk of coronary illness. So we want to do things that are heart healthy. So that's why, like last week, I shared with everyone, I do overnight oats. And when I do my overnight oats, I sometimes just do the oats with bananas. I like something crunchy. So a lot of people will chop up strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, different kinds of berries, and they will put it in their oatmeal. Myself, personally, I just put a layer of bananas. The bananas gives it an overall sweet without any sugars, without any artificial sweeteners. And I like to put maybe a little bit of granola, and maybe some raisins. And if I don't use the granola, maybe I will use a tablespoon or two of some pecans, and I will use some raisins or something. But those are things that we can do to improve our overall health, So the reason why I brought up the overnight oats is because I mentioned coronary. Oatmeal is good for heart health. So if you are a heart patient, overnight oats may be something that you may get into, especially if you have a busy life, if you have an actively busy lifestyle. Overnight oats is something that you can prepare. You can meal prep them, and it just makes it simple to get up and kind of go, and then you kind of mix it up. And the overnight oats for me, the reason why I like the oatmeal and the banana, because everybody that I allow to try my overnight oat recipe, they will usually ask me, "Oh my God, like what kind of dessert is this? Who's selling desserts?" Because a lot of people will sell desserts in the mason jars. So a lot of times I will have them in mason jars or nice little containers. So oftentimes people will ask me like, "Oh my God, who's selling desserts?" And it's not a dessert. It is actually just my overnight oats. It's my breakfast. It's my midday snack, because what I'll do is I'll do two tablespoons, and sometimes I will use one full banana, and then I will munch on it even in between meals. Some people will grab for a granola bar, or some people will grab for a handful of nuts or a handful of fruits, a handful of berries. I do my oatmeal, and I just use that through the course of the day so that maintains satiety, it maintains fullness, and it gives me a little energy to keep going. Bananas are sweet. So if you have a sweet tooth and you like bananas and they don't agitate your mouth, that is a good choice. But a vitamin D supplement is very, very important for our bones, So if you are not a person who can drink milk, or let's say you're a person that is vegan, and eating seafood is not for you, or certain cereals, because the cereals have milk, definitely invest in a vitamin D supplement, because it will, help aid and strengthen your bones. So, along with strengthening your bones, and with the vitamin D and calcium together, they serve as an appetite suppressant. And the vitamin D also for anybody that is pregnant, anybody that is expecting, definitely consult with your doctor in conjunction with taking your regular prenatal vitamins. I'm not subscribing or prescribing, because I am not a medical professional, but I am an avid reader, and I study a lot of things, and I took a lot of college classes for other subjects, like health, nutrition, and things of that. But I did not get like certified in health. I didn't get certified in nutrition, even though I did maintain an A in health and nutrition when I took those classes in college. So the vitamin D for pregnant women, it actually helps to aid in reducing the risk of toxemia. So if toxemia runs in your family, if toxemia is something that occurs when multiple women that in the same family, they have these same situations, the same scenario, the same occurrence. Toxemia in pregnant women can be due to a lack of vitamin D. So, what you want to do is definitely ask your doctors about a vitamin D supplement that you can take in conjunction with the prenatal vitamins. So, next, vitamin D also supports your gums, and it also supports your teeth. It, helps build up strong bones and strong teeth, and it aids in so many other health issues regarding our chemical makeup as people. So vitamin D is just really important, because Teeth are important, especially when you are older, and this is not just for the older people. I might as well say younger people. Take necessary precautions while you are younger so that when you are 40, you're not getting all of your teeth pulled. And by the time you're 40, 45, or 50, you don't have a mouthful of dentures or cavities or having root canals and things of that nature. So, vitamin D is important for strong bones and teeth. Because if I had been taking vitamin D, I might have just sprained my ankle instead of fracturing it. So it is that important, because it's just like by me having a vitamin D deficiency, that led to the brittleness of my bones. And so we want healthy teeth because, teeth are important. Teeth are important. Teeth are important in health and wellness because we've got to chew, and gums are important. It helps with gums. Nobody wants pyorrhea of the gums, any inflammation of the gums, any infections in our gums. So not only do we have to brush our teeth and floss and make sure that all of the germs and bacteria is out, but we also need to have some vitamin D so that they will be strong and so that they will be healthy and so that they will not decay sooner than they should. So vitamin D is a prevention for young folks, and it is prevention and maintenance once you get older. So for prevention and maintenance of your teeth and your bones. And next, I already mentioned that vitamin D promotes cardiovascular health. I don't have really a lot of details on it because the main thing with vitamin D and the main focus is the bones and your teeth. The bones and your teeth. And one other amazing little notation that I found while I was researching vitamin D is that vitamin D actually aids in the reduction. It aids in the reduction of depression. And I don't really know what fibromyalgia is, but it also shows that vitamin D aids in the reduction of whatever it is that goes on with fibromyalgia. It lessens whatever the symptoms are for that. So it is very important to get your vitamin D into your body, and it is good that we take the vitamin D so that we have strong bones, strong teeth, and it creates a chemical balance. So vitamin D, for anybody that may have any chemical imbalances, a vitamin D supplement will help to balance out your moods, your emotions. It will help balance out, your levels of your strength in your bones and your teeth. So it will bring balance into your body, into multiple different areas of your body. So vitamin D is very, 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 very important because our bones are very, very, very important because our bones, we have a whole muscular skeletal system in our body comprised of hundreds of bones. So for our bone health and for all of our pearly whites, and for anybody that deals with depression, and things of that nature, study shows that the vitamin D will bring a balance. Vitamin D, it shows that vitamin D will bring a balance. So I'm going to conclude today, and I also have this is my water. I've been using this cup because I'm on the go a lot. And so I've been staying away from a lot of ice in my water. But I do have my big hot and cold cups that I do carry. And I usually have one big hot cup for my hot and cold cups, and one cup usually has a smoothie because I'll wake up in the morning and I will blend up some ginger and some other ingredients, and I, put that in one container, and then usually the other one I will fill up with ice so that I can drink water off of it. But this container, every morning I get up and I slice up one lemon, and I slice it up and I keep that lemon in the bottom of my cup, and I drink off of this lemon water all day long, and it is good for flushing the kidneys. That's the one thing that I can honestly say is that water will flush your kidneys. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm just like, okay, God, I drank this water at 9:30 and I didn't drink any more because I try to get it in by a certain time. But I have not just water today, but I also put water and I have ginger. And ginger is good for so many things. Ginger is good for digestion. If you have heartburn, if you have acid reflux, and like I had somebody that literally had an upset stomach, and I'm about to call and check on that person, do a wellness check, and I'm about to go call and check on that person and text them to see if they are feeling better, because I'm just like, girl, if you ain't feel good, you should have told me. I got all kind of herbs at home. I would have bought you something, because I stay so busy. I have, right now I'm actually working hands on, with some kids a little bit. So when you're working hands on with kids, it's a whole lot of energy that is, in that space, especially when you're dealing with kindergartners, first grade and second grade and third graders, the little kids. But the water and the ginger is amazing. And my goal with the water is not just to flush out fats and toxins, but also to aid in, my skin. So as you get older, you know you want to make sure that the water will purify all of your system, especially to any individual that likes to engage in any type of inebriations. Not saying that I'm condoning anything, but for adults that do engage in certain things, so that you don't get cirrhosis of the liver, so that you don't have any form of kidney failure, so that it doesn't affect any of your major organs, that you like to engage in on a weekly basis. So this will help to bring a balance. Water can help bring balance. Vitamin D helps to bring balance. So for people that have certain chemical imbalances, I suggest to, if you have a physician that you deal with, consult with your physician and make sure that you add vitamin D to your diet and your daily regimen. So the vitamin D for strong bones and teeth, and to bring balance to your moods, and to bring balance in multiple other areas of your life. So to pregnant women, make sure you consult with your physician before taking any new vitamins in conjunction with whatever it is you're doing. And if you do take any vitamins and any supplements, make sure that you drink a full 8-ounce glass of water. Let's say if you have to take 3 vitamins, I would take a full 8-ounce glass per vitamin, so that you flush out, anything that may be an additive, because a lot of people will take medications. And so if you are on any other medications, let's say you have hypertension, for hypertension, I always suggest hawthorn berry and olive leaf extract to balance hypertension. So I'm not telling anybody to get off their medications, but if you can try hawthorn berry and olive leaf extract for about a week, I'm almost guaranteed, well, I'm not almost, but I'm going to guarantee you that it will balance your blood pressure. I have not had a problem with my blood pressure in about 6 years, but for about a month or so, I had a high stress level. I had some things that was going on in my life a few years back, and my blood pressure spiked to a very dangerous zone. And I thank God today that I don't have any issues with hypertension and that I've been delivered. I've been set free. I've been, I'm out of that danger zone. Because it's just like with hypertension, you can have strokes, you can have a heart attack, and you can have any other ailments. And I do have a few people that I know, a barber that I know. Somebody else that I know that literally have dropped dead in their 30s. When I was in my 30s, I lost several people that I knew that were in their 30s to heart disease. So we've got to, eat healthy. We've got to be conscious of what we eat, and we've got to be very, very, very knowledgeable of, if I have a headache, is it my blood pressure? If I have a headache, is it my sinuses? We've got to know that, okay, this is a sinus headache versus a tension headache. So we've got to learn our bodies, and we've got to take the necessary precautions for prevention, because prevention is very, very, very important. So I've got to go. I hope you enjoyed this wellness moment. I hope that you will go out and especially if you have a vitamin D deficiency, or I suggest maybe a multivitamin. But just like I said, I would talk to your doctors, because I was prescribed a vitamin D supplement through a medical professional. So I do, I am taking vitamin D, but I do have a vitamin D that is a multi. So stay tuned for next week's episode of Wellness Wednesday with Sharita. And, I'll talk about the other ingredients that are in my multivitamin, because they have some amazing health benefits. So get your water in, you guys. And until next time.